Ms. Jones, you claim the defendant is an ex-boyfriend who got you pregnant and now refuses to do anything for your 8-month-old daughter, Hazel.
Yes.
You and your mother petitioned the court for a DNA test to prove that he is Hazel's father, so he will finally step up. Mr. Joyner, you say you are a responsible U.S. military veteran who would never neglect a call to duty and are 100% certain you are not her child's biological father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Ms. Jones, what has Mr. Joyner done for your child?
He has not done anything. Babies cost a lot of money, and I'm a single mother, and I can't do it on my own, and Hazel really needs her dad in her life. He is her father.
And he's been denying her since birth?
Since I was pregnant with her. I've been trying to reach out to him. You know, I got doctor's appointments coming up. Do you want to come? I mean, he just have no interest, really, since I got pregnant with her at 6 weeks.
You've done nothing for Hazel, Mr. Joyner?
No, Your Honor, I haven't.
Tell the court why.
Honestly, I don't feel like it's my baby. I don't feel like it's my baby.
You don't feel, or what are your doubts?
It's not my baby. It is not my baby. I am a U.S. Veteran. I'm a military veteran, and I do take care of my responsibilities.
Do you have other children?
No, Your Honor, I do not.
So you just from the start didn't believe it?
No, Your Honor.
Take me back to the nature of this relationship. Were you in committed relationship, dating, what?
No, Your Honor.
We were dating. We were dating.
Your Honor, I would not say we was dating in any kind of serious relationship. I met her at our place where we worked at. It was a restaurant. And, I mean, hell, the first night I brought her home, Your Honor, I didn't even know her name. I mean, just to be honest.
You say you're in a relationship, Ms. Jones.
Yes.
He says it wasn't a relationship at all. He didn't even know your name.
It was. The first night when I went by his house, his auntie, one of his family members, brought me home from work, and we chilled over here where he lives at. And we talked for a long time, so it's not like he didn't know my name. We worked together. So, and then probably an hour and a half after that, we had intercourse.
And so you didn't use protection?
We didn't.
How long did this relationship, sexual relationship, or whatever it was, go on?
It started January 21st and ended probably like end of March.
So, Mom, Ms. Jones, did your daughter ever introduce you to Ms. Joyner?
Yes,
Mr. Joyner, did you know anything about him?
Yes, ma'am. I know the situation because she used to take my car and go over there and visit him and stay sometimes this night and everything with him. I even went over there to his residence, spent the weekend and everything with them, with my other grandson. So that's how I know he's denying it. He's lying, Your Honor. Yes, he is. Because I used to go pick him up from the restaurant, him and her, where they worked together at and everything. Yes.
Do you remember her picking you guys up?
Your Honor, I'm not denying that we didn't see each other, but what we're here about is the baby. And I know for a fact that she was having sexual intercourse with at least 2 other people from our workplace.
No. It wasn't 2 other people. Once we got serious, I cut all that off. And that was probably like, I give it take 3 weeks after that. I cut everybody off to be with him.
She was serious with him, Your Honor, very serious.
He met my grandparents, all my family, my friends.
Everybody. I really had respected him. I said, Libby, it looked like you got a good man this time in your life. And I was respecting him. I was going over there to his home, and I was cooking for him and cleaning up. We was doing all those things. We was all spending time with each other because we thought it was serious.
Like I've been with.
Why are you spending time with her mother and her at your house and doing all that if it's just a sexual relationship and you don't care anything about her?
They pushed their way in on me, Your Honor.
No, that's not true.
You say this was just casual, it was nothing, but when a young woman's mother says, I'm over there cooking and cleaning and we going over there.
He even was thanking me for when I was coming over there and stuff and cooking and stuff. He said, tell your mama thank you, I appreciate it and stuff.
And you thought you were over there with your daughter's boyfriend and just helping them out?
Yes, ma'am. Her grandmother and all of them, stuff like that, they was liking him. They really was. If it wasn't serious, Your Honor, why he was talking about him and her moving in together. Her moving into the place.
Yes. When did that happen?
When they was with each other.
Your Honor, when I met her, she was supposed to be moving to Texas in 1 week. She said, I'm moving to Texas with my boyfriend or baby daddy, whatever it was, in 1 week. So as far as I knew, in my mind, I was just gonna, you know, do what it do with her for a few days, and then she was gonna be gone.
But
and
did
then all
I
of a
ever
sudden-
leave? Did I ever leave?
Exactly, she never left.
No, I was committed to you and only you. So
I never asked her, hey, will you be with me? Will you be my girl?
you have
Like
many
that.
a times.
As far as
I don't know if that was to get me out my drawers or what, but you have many a times.
So what happened when you told him you were pregnant?
I called him and I was like, I got something to tell you. I'm at the hospital. He was like, don't tell me you're pregnant. I said, well, I'm pregnant. And like he just sat on the phone silent, and then he said, I'm gonna call you back. And he never called me back. And I'm just waiting for the phone to ring and no call back from Mr. Joyner.
Like
You
I
never
said,
called back?
I had to take some time to think about it. Like I said, I was not the only one. I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but I know that she was having sex in that time frame of which it could be me or it could have been the other guy.
How do you know this?
Because when she came to me and said she was pregnant, it might have been 3 weeks, maybe a month after I'd met her.
How do you know she was even having sex with anybody else?
Because it was everybody at the workplace knew. Even she'll
And
admit it.
everybody
She'll
at the
even admit it.
workplace knew that me and you were messing around too.
Two, also.
So
But she
wait,
just
Ms.
said
Jones,
two.
are you admitting what he says is true, that you were sleeping with other people when you first started sleeping with him?
one guy I was sleeping with, but I cut it off. Yeah.
So then
me and
that
him had got serious.
substantiates his testimony.
Yeah.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Why do you think she's claiming you're the father then if you say there was this other person and everybody knew it?
He's a little boy and I'm a man. You know, I have my own place. She's seen what it was, you know. And she's seen my means of, you know, what I had, and the other guy, she was, you know, guy or two that she was sleeping with at the time, and she thought that I would be the best decision.
Or we were together, or we were dating. We were in a serious relationship.
We wasn't.
Like everything was about Mr. Joyner. When we were working together, Mr. Joyner, Miss Jones, everybody knew us. Messing around, everybody knew we was messing around. It wasn't no other person.
We knew each other for maybe a month after when she said she had gotten pregnant. Your Honor, I had just moved there from Virginia. 25 years old I am, and I've been having sex roughly 10, 11, 12 years. I've never gotten any female pregnant at all.
Well,
and then I moved down there the first week I meet her.
It only happens one time.
The first week
That's it.
I
One
meet
time
her.
it can happen.
So wait a minute, are you responsible or just lucky? Because do you use protection if you having sex for these 11 years?
To be honest with you, no.
Well, that's irresponsible. You just told me you're a responsible military man. Now, I thank you for your service, I will say that. But if you're responsible, how are you having sex for 11 years and never using protection?
Well, who's to say I'm irresponsible? Okay, yeah, I could have.
I'm telling you, you are. For 11 years having sex and you're not using protection?
I don't
really?
I don't think that means I'm irresponsible.
You don't?
No.
Well, look, I'd rather be irresponsible than dead, because you could be that too, having unprotected sex for 11 years.
Okay, I could be, but I'm just the first one to admit it. I'm not the first guy who admits what they don't like to use a condom, so I don't like to use a condom. I'm not saying every time I had sex.
But my point is this.
What I mean is I was in long-term relationships, Your Honor. You know, for a few years
but you're telling me you were not in a long-term relationship with her. You're telling me this was only a sexual relationship with her. Were you using protection with her?
No.
With Ms. Jones?
No, I did not.
Mr. Joyner, actually your mother's here in court. I'd like to hear from her. Ron, will you please escort her in?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Hello, Ms. Joyner. Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem.
You know, we're here discussing baby Hazel,
Yes,
her
ma'am.
paternity, and Ms. Jones asserts that your son, Mr. Joyner, is her biological father. Do you believe that?
I do.
You do?
I do.
Yes.
Please
I absolutely do.
tell the court why.
Thank you.
Well, they brought her to see me when she was 2 days old. Olivia, I didn't find out till 2 weeks before that she was pregnant. When you
So your
touch
son
a
never
baby,
told you?
Never.
No.
Never.
You know, you just know. I have a grandmother's ring I got in April. It has Hazel's name and birthstone right with the rest of my grandkids. I absolutely believe 100% that she is his.
And what makes you believe so strongly?
As a mother, you just know. You just know, and to me, she looks like him.
Yes.
Your Honor, I have this to say. Not too long ago, a couple years ago, in West Virginia, where I moved from, there was another situation just similar to this one right here. girl said that she had a baby, you know, it was mine, all this. And I mean, this baby looked identical to me, identical. I thought so myself. I got attached to this baby, and the test results came in, and it was negative. And, you know, my mother was, you know, bringing the baby around, and he thought so too, thought so herself, 100%. Everybody thought so, 100%. That's why, you know, the situation has happened before, and that's.
So you've been through this,
Yeah.
and it did not turn out in your favor. It didn't turn out to be what even you thought. You thought
I
this
even
particular
thought,
child
it
was
looked
yours.
exactly like
Looked
me.
just like him
Just
at 3
like
years
him.
old. Yeah.
So why do you believe your mother is saying that she truly believes Miss Jones's child, baby Hazel, is your biological child? Why do you think your mother's saying that?
I don't know, maybe just deep down she's ready for me to have a kid. I mean, she knows
Hell
she's
no,
ready for
you're
me.
not responsible to have a baby.
You know what I mean?
You,
no.
No.
My little brother, he has 2 of them, and I don't have any yet.
It has nothing to do with that, because he ain't got his crap together either. Neither one, I mean, they're both young, I get it, but they're not responsible. Not responsible. Needs to grow up, and denying it is not going to help. You're missing every day that you don't.
Yes. And it sounds like your mother has stepped up in your absence thus far, because she is 8 months old.
I was helping Olivia from day one. I have been there and bought that baby diapers, clothes for me from day one, when neither one of them would.
First,
I was buying things for Hazel when nobody was. When all I had was my mom.
Excuse me, Your
When I
Honor.
was pregnant, where was y'all? Where was the Joyner family?
When did I find out, sweetheart? I can't do the rest of it.
Well,
You
I'm
told
sorry
me
that
2
your
weeks
son
before.
didn't tell you that I was
And
pregnant.
I
All right,
stepped up immediately.
let's get some order, because
I
I
just-
want to understand what's going on.
I just want to test. I just want to test to prove it because of the situation that's happened before in the past. But who
But you
could blame
wouldn't
me?
pay for it. You wouldn't pay for it. A man would have paid for it, $700. Just saying. Sorry.
No, that's what you're here to do.
I mean,
that's what you're here to do.
That's
is
the
to-
facts.
I agree. I mean, when you say in open court that you are a responsible military veteran, and you said she saw you from a mile away because of the way you live and what you have, and you have a home and you have this, if you say, I'd like to have a paternity test, if you know she doesn't have the means and the answer is important to you and there's a baby on the line that could potentially be yours, why not just say, I'm going to pay for it. I'd like you to bring Hazel and let's get this done. Why didn't you get the test done if you have the means and you are so responsible?
Well, I mean, just because I have the means don't mean I have $700 to just go. I mean, what if it wasn't mine? Then that's all she had to do was go to I told her, file to go through the state, and all this, you know, all this could have been done buku long ago.
When Hazel was born, I was on the internet.
And I was keeping Hazel while she was working at night. She has another child. So she is trying. She is a single mother. She is young. She don't know. He's a little older, should have enough sense to do it.
So, Ms. Jones, was it unprotected sex with the other person or protected?
It was protected.
Condoms are only 99%, not 100%. Not 100%.
Now you
And
got
I'm pretty
facts.
sure it didn't break. I'm sure of that.
Protection or not, she just admitted to having sex with another guy in that time frame. So how for her to pinpoint me and say, you're the father? I just want to know how she come up with that. Or maybe it's because I had a place. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm a military man.
Well, she says when she met you, she cut the other guy off and was only sleeping with you.
Yes.
So if the child was conceived in a window of time when she was only sleeping with you, then you're the only possible father.
I am 100% positive. I am
But
not
you're the only one I was having sex with.
In that window, when she said, I'm pregnant, when you go take it back to when she could have gotten pregnant, in that window, I was not the only one.
My contraceptive date was February 4th when I went to the doctor. And it points straight to you. That's how I knew who it was, hands down.
Well, I think the only way to move forward is to get the results.
Yes.
Let's get them. Ron, the envelope, please. In the case of Jones versus Joyner, when it comes to 8-month-old Hazel Jones, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Joyner, you are the father.
Yes.
I see tears in your eyes. You looking at your baby? What do you feel?
Man up to her now.
What do you feel?
She's beautiful.
She is. She's a doll baby.
What do you feel, Mr. Joyner?
She's beautiful. I'm sorry for denying her.
And I will say this, Mr. Joyner, you've lost some time, and I can see from your reaction, you know, you worked yourself up to believe there was no way she could be yours. And you know what? I understood why, because you had been in a situation where you bought in, you believed it, you even felt it, and then it wasn't. And you probably were in some ways protecting yourself. It was almost probably a defense mechanism, like I'm just not buying in until I know.
Yes, Your Honor.
And that's why it's important to get the answer as fast as possible, because now she's just 8 months old. The beauty of this is she's so young, she won't have to remember this. You can step in now and really get in there and be the kind of father that she needs.
Yes.
Can you do that?
Yes.
Yes, Your Honor.
Ms. Alston, you've come to court to prove to the defendant, Mr. Holmes, whom you first met at the age of 15, that you are his biological daughter.
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Holmes, you say there's no way she's your child, and today the DNA will prove your case. You say her biological father is David Alston, the man who is on her birth certificate and paid child support for her. So, Ms. Alston, tell us how you first found out the defendant might be your father.
Well, Mr. Alston and my mom were married. So as a child, it all started there. I grew up in a home with my mom, with my 7 siblings. So one summer I was going outside to play, and my mom was outside talking to a guy. And when I walked up, he was like, tell her. And she looked at me and said, this is your uncle. This is your dad's brother. So I proceeded to meet the family, which is my younger brother, my grandmother, aunts and uncles, and they embraced me like if they knew me from day one. So I have always assumed that Mr. Alston was my dad because his name was on my birth certificate. But at 15, she told me that Mr. Holmes can be my dad. He's always been a father figure to me since from day one, even with the doubt.
Mr. Holmes, you don't believe she's your biological child?
No, I don't, Your Honor.
Why? Explain to the court.
Because Miss Alston's mother, back in the day, she was like fast. And because I met her at the school bus stop. She was in high school. And 2 days later, after I met her, I had sex with her. I called her again a couple days later, asked her to come back, and we had sex again. So it was kind of like a booty call. Yeah, I didn't know nothing about her until 15 years later. So I kind of felt that she wasn't mine because I didn't even know that she existed until that time.
Did you know she was married?
No.
And how were you made aware?
By my mother.
Did you immediately think this may not be my child, or were you just accepting of the news because she says your family was accepting of her?
I accepted her because I know how it feels to not have a father. But I didn't really put my all into it because, like, the way I met her mother and the lifestyle that I was already living.
All right. And so, Ms. Alston.
Yes.
When you finally did meet Mr. Holmes, what was that like?
It was wonderful. It was actually a good feeling for the kid in me because I've always wanted a dad. So it's actually great. I have abandonment issues from Mr. Alston, so it actually felt welcoming. It felt like I had a father who wants to love me for me. So it felt wonderful.
So what was your relationship like with Mr. Alston? Explain that.
Your Honor, I hate to say this, but I hate him. I do, because he abandoned me and left me.
So when you say Mr. Alston abandoned you, did you try to have a relationship with him and he rejected you? How did he abandon you?
I tried to have a relationship with him and spend time with him. He wouldn't have time for me. I would visit his family members and he wouldn't be around.
Excuse me, Your Honor. Can
Yes.
I say something? Her father kind of remind me of my father. The reason why I kind of like accepted her in because I know how it feels to not have a father. But I kind of like don't believe that she's mine. This woman here was my mother and my father. So I'm the type that I know where she's coming from, but still, I still don't believe that she's mine.
Understand. I'd like like to hear from your witness, sir. Will you stand, ma'am?
Yes.
Please step up to the podium and state your name.
Jenny Peterson.
Miss Peterson, you are Mr.
Holmes' mother.
Mother. What do you have to add to this situation? What do you know about what's going on here?
Well, her mother came to me first and said that Donna was my son's child. So I told John, I said, John, Donna is my grandchild.
And when her mother told you this, did she say or mention that there could also be other possible fathers?
No, she never admitted that to me. She just told me my son was Donna's father.
That
and I
plainly.
believed it.
Hey, Your Honor.
Yes.
See, I usually find out that I got kids when they like 2 months or 3 months. And when I find out after 15 years, like, it's like, hold up, what's somebody set me up being funny or something?
2 months, 3 months. You ever been there when any of them were born?
With all my kids, with all of them. I got 7 with all my kids.
Wow.
I mean, it's like I'm being set up, you know what I'm saying, or somebody putting a practical joke. That's how I felt about it.
Because you really did not feel like this was your child.
No, I did not.
From the start.
From the start.
Yes, ma'am.
I feel like she's his child. I always been around her.
And why do you feel that so strongly?
Because it's feeling inside of me that when Lori brought her to me and say, Miss Jenny, this is your granddaughter. I said, you sure that she's my granddaughter? She said, yes.
Hey, but Mom, how can you find out that she's my daughter before I find out? That's what was my problem.
That's the way it was, that she came to me first. She came to, John, you know you was in the street.
But you understand that the order in which she told it does not in any way have any bearing on the DNA.
Right.
That doesn't matter.
But I got to be the last to find out.
And that bothers you.
And that bothers me.
Ms. Alston, I have to ask you, do you have any inkling as to why your mother said one man was your father, then another man?
No, Your
Did
Honor,
she ever give you a reason?
She never did. She's never.
Did you ever ask her?
No, I never asked.
So you just
when she told me and I met Miss Jenny, when they took me in as a family, I just ran with it because she said he was my dad.
Did you run with it because you had such a difficult relationship with Mr. Alston?
Yes, Your
That
Honor.
you just needed somewhere to run?
Yes, Your Honor.
Have you ever had a doubt in your own mind since your mom told you that Mr. Holmes was your father?
Yes, Your Honor, I do.
You have?
Yes.
Even you've doubted it?
Yes.
I think it's time we meet Mr. Alston. Jerome, will you please escort him in? This is the man on your birth certificate?
Yes. Yes, Your Honor.
And you tried to have a relationship with him?
Yes, I just wanted to be loved.
Thank you for joining us today. I'd like to have you explain to the court. She says she was told for the first 15 years of her life that you were her biological father, and then all of a sudden she was given another name. What do you know about this?
15 years ago? No. I just found out now.
So you're saying that up until recently, you still considered her your daughter?
Yes, that's my daughter. There's no way in the world I would not think that
excuse me, Your
that's
Honor,
my daughter.
He calls me his daughter sitting here, but he's never been a dad to me. He's never been a dad. I don't recall no phone calls.
But she says she tried to have a relationship with you and you rejected her.
No,
yes.
When I moved, what happened is when I moved away, when I got remarried, it seemed like all that's when the anger started coming through. But when I get these phone calls, it's all about money. Money, 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 money. If I didn't got the money, I get disrespect. I got 3 kids now, my other 2 kids. Never disrespected me, never treated me like that. If she called me up, first thing she'd say, "Now how you doing, Daddy? I need some money." I wasn't a deadbeat. I pay my child support every month. I pay my child support.
Money is minor. Where's the love? Where's the care? Where's the time? Where's the Christmases? That's what we're here for. That's what we're here for. We're not here about money.
We're talking about 15 years, though.
We're talking about actually 16 years.
After 16 years, you said you had another father after
who's
16
been
years.
more of a father to me than you have.
Why
if you signed the birth certificate.
Why didn't you come to me 15, 16 years ago?
Why should I come to you?
We could have done this 16 years ago.
You're the parent, I'm the child.
But you don't have any doubt in your mind that you are her biological father.
No doubt, no doubt.
Which evidence did you bring?
I just got the birth certificate.
What's in your folder?
Birth certificate.
Now, this is the birth certificate that you are on.
Yep, I signed. I wouldn't sign a birth certificate if I didn't. If I thought she was my daughter, I wouldn't sign nothing. I don't know if she's my daughter. I wouldn't sign it. I could have took a blood test back then if I had any doubt.
You presented to the court as a picture of what, Mr. Alston?
A family. That's the family.
These are pictures because you were present in her life then?
Yes.
Involved?
I was married to her mother then.
And so I'm trying to understand this relationship. What was the nature of the relationship? If you lived in the house with her mother, I mean, this is your daughter.
Mm-hmm.
When you and her mother broke up, why was it you didn't make an effort or make it a priority to still be in her life? What happened to this relationship?
I was in her life up until I left. And I left in 1999.
But what about after you left?
After I left, I came up back and forth. And I used to come to Maryland back and forth. And when I come over there, I do go see her. And I wanted Donna to move in with me when she was about 7 years old. And she said no. Then when she got into
her mother said no?
Her mother said no.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Mr. Holmes?
Can I say something?
Yes.
I never known about this guy right here. And at the time that he was with her, because I met her in '82, I was having sex with her then. I don't know if he was her boyfriend or whatever. I was with her then. But it wasn't even a relationship. You know what I'm saying? If I felt a certain way, I would go get her.
The relationship was not a committed one.
Right.
So this is the man on your birth certificate. This is the man you were led to believe for 15 years was your biological father, and yet you have no relationship with him.
Yes.
This is the man at 15 your mother told you really is your biological father, and yet he doubts that you're his biological child, but his family accepts you.
Yes.
As their family.
Yes.
And yet, Mr. Alston, when you hear this, I mean, this is
15 years, 16 years, and I found out today.
So you live in your life and you have no clue that she's been told somebody else is her biological father. And that she's gone through all this and established ties with another family. You have no clue.
No clue. But calling me a year ago, 2 years ago, asking me, Daddy, can I have this? Daddy, can I have that? Daddy, can you pay my bill?
Did you let me move in? Did you help me find a roof?
There's no
At that time, I was a parent myself, so I did not.
For 15 years, you thought that was manager father. Why you asked me in 2010 and you say that was your father?
Well, that's a good question.
16 years ago.
And at that time, like I said, I was still trying to build a relationship with him because I'm very doubtful that Mr. Holmes is my father.
You're doubtful now. You said a few minutes ago that he's your father.
And so if you did not believe Mr. Alston was your biological father, you were told he wasn't, and you said you don't care for him. You don't care for him because you feel like he rejected you when you needed help?
He abandoned me, yes.
Wow, this is confusing.
Yes, it is. I mean, 16 years, you found out something different. I was like, wow.
Okay, if you knew that she was your daughter, it shouldn't even matter.
Thank you.
It shouldn't even matter. If you know deep down in your heart, man, you should never. That's why I feel the way I feel, man. You'll claim her, but yeah, you don't want to have nothing to do with it. If that's your daughter,
I tried several times to have her to move in with
her. If you know for sure deep down in your heart, you don't turn her away, man.
I didn't turn her away. When she was sick, all the way up to high school, I wanted her to move in with me.
You say you do not.
I tried to get her to move in with me because she had a better life and she'd move with me. She didn't want to do that. Her mother didn't want her to do that.
It doesn't matter who I live with.
Before I moved to Illinois, I didn't come up with that.
That doesn't matter. I didn't even see you before you moved to Illinois. I never knew you was moving to Chicago, and I never knew you was getting married.
This case is very interesting to me. I stand here today and I have to ask you, Miss Alston, what are you hoping for? I'm
just hoping that, honestly, I'm hoping that Mr. Holmes is my dad.
You are?
Yes.
So in other words, if not, so how about us having a relationship going through this? What about that?
We need counseling.
Yeah, maybe, yes.
Yeah.
All right. I think with that said, it's time to get the results. Jerome? These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics, and they read as follows. In the case of Alston versus Holmes, as it pertains to 31-year-old Donna Alston, And whether Mr. Holmes or Mr. Alston is her biological father, it has been determined by this court. Mr. Holmes, you are not Miss Alston's father.
It's all right.
Mr. Alston, you are not Miss Alston's
Get
father.
Why she do that?
Lord have mercy.
You still my grandbaby.
Oh, my God.
Sit her down, man.
Oh, my God.
Sit down, Miss. Oh,
Wow.
This, oh, my God.
I'm so sorry, Miss Alston.
But you still, you still got us, don't you?
That's the mother fault.
Ain't nothing changed. Ain't nothing changed. Damn.
This entire courtroom is in shock. Are you all right, Mr. Alston? You truly believe that was your biological child?
Signed the birth certificate.
Obviously, there was another person. Have you ever received any other information that it could be anybody else? Whatever relationship or non-relationship you had with Mr. Alston, I could feel his reaction. He thought he was your biological father your entire life.
Can I give you a hug?
Oh, that's nice.
I'm sorry.
Ms. Tucker, you and your son, Mr. Riley, are here today to determine the paternity of his alleged 4-month-old baby. You state that his wife, Mrs. Riley, admitted to having sex with 2 different men in addition to your son during the time the child was conceived. You argue that your son's wife lies and cheats, and
Yes,
you are
ma'am.
here hoping to put an end to their marriage.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, Mrs. Riley, you admit to having a one-night stand with one potential father, as well as a month-long affair with another man.
Yes, Your
While
Honor.
married to Mr. Riley. Paternity tests have been administered on 2 of the men, and we will reveal those results today. Now, Ms. Tucker, I understand you would like your son, Mr. Riley, to leave his wife. Please tell the court, why are you so adamant about it?
My son is married to a whore.
I'm not a whore.
Oh,
I'm speaking. How can you
please,
call me
a
a whore?
whore.
You're the
A
same
whore.
as me, if nothing.
A whore.
Let's get some order, please.
Willfully had an affair numerous times, lived with the man, whatever. Has no clue who the father is, or we wouldn't be here today.
At least I'm finding out.
And
How about
hopefully,
we find out
when
who
we do
there is of
find
my
out,
husband.
when we do find out who the father is, he's not going home with her. He's coming home with me.
I
He
bet
can
you
stay with
he
me.
does.
All right,
He
so
can stay with me.
the truth is you're a mother,
Yes, ma'am.
and you're hurting for your son.
Yes.
I ain't married to her. I'm married to my husband, James Riley.
And he's still my son and will be my son to the
And
day
he's
I
still
die.
my husband. I'm not going nowhere.
So,
So death do us.
Ms. Tucker,
Get over
what
it.
is it that you see going on in their marriage that causes so much concern?
The incident with the whole baby thing, she's the one that told me, oh, I didn't go home one night. I stayed at my friend's house. I'm going to stay with my friend for a little while. Come to find out, that's when she got pregnant, and now we don't know who
no,
the
it's
father
not.
is.
So she's admitted to cheating.
Yes.
Why do you think your son staying with
I don't
her?
know. I don't know. I really don't.
Jerome, could you please escort Mr. Riley into the courtroom?
Certainly.
I haven't seen him in 4 months, so he looks very well. He looks really good because of her.
I'm not
Welcome,
because of me.
Mr.
You got
Riley.
our number. You don't call.
So this is your mother,
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Tucker, and your wife,
Yes.
Mrs. Riley.
Yes, ma'am.
I want to understand, why do you doubt this woman? What has happened in this marriage to cause
I'm not
you
a whore.
to be
You're
so
a
doubtful?
whore. Call book by its cover.
Well, we was together for 3 years. We couldn't get pregnant. And,
We was taking fertility pills when I got pregnant that we order offline to get pregnant. the beginning when we went to the ultrasound and him and my ex-boyfriend both went. He never
Wait a minute.
He was there from the
Wait a
start.
minute. You went to an ultrasound
Yes,
appointment
he did.
during
He
your
knew
pregnancy?
The whole time. So I don't see why she's here trying to break us apart. She don't need to be here. This ain't her
So
house.
in
She's
your
seen my
statement,
kids
you
one
so
time.
Ms. Riley,
It's my son.
Mrs. Riley,
And that's my
in your
husband.
statement, you admitted to a one-night stand. So
Yes, I
tell
did.
me what happened.
What happened, me and him was fighting. It got escalated. I called a family member. He had a friend, Mr. Schaefer. They helped me move some things in, and I moved out. We was all hanging out, having a good time, drinking. The guy was ugly. I didn't even like him. It was the best sex of my life. I will admit that.
Okay, well,
And he gave me
I really didn't have to know that to make a
He
determination.
gave me the attention that he did it.
Right.
Because you're a whore.
No, I'm not a whore. That's you.
I'm far from it, honey.
No, not at all.
Really?
She don't have no respect for me. I'm his
I
wife.
don't
You
She
all
should
don't have
respect
any
me.
respect for yourselves, each other, but you will have respect for this court. Now, I'm trying to get you the answers that you came here for. Mr. Schaefer is the gentleman you had the affair with, am I correct?
Yes, that's
now,
correct.
he submitted to a DNA test as well, and we also have a video statement from him.
When I first met her, I wasn't really attracted to her or anything like that. I had a one-night stand with her is because that night, we were partying and I got a little messed up, and then things started leading to one thing to another. After I messed around with her, she texted my family like every day, wanting to hang out. I still text her for a little bit, but she started getting like stalker. And I found out she was married after I messed around with her. And I'm like, I can't do that. First, she's a married woman. Two, she's ugly. Three, I
Got
don't
that
even know
right.
who she is.
No. Better look in the mirror.
You've explained the one-night stand, I guess, as best as you could. How did you end up back with this boyfriend?
The boyfriend, I went back to my husband. I thought everything was going to be better. He kept telling me that we're working on our marriage. He'll treat me right. Again, things kept escalating. I stayed with the boyfriend at a hotel for 2 weeks. It was
So
great.
you said you were at a hotel for 2 weeks?
I left my husband for the boyfriend. I kept telling the boyfriend I miss my husband. I want to be with him. That's who I've been with for 5 years of my life. That's the only man I really know. I go back to my husband. I explained my boyfriend didn't have nowhere to go. He was going to be homeless. I felt bad for the guy. I asked my husband if it would be okay if he stayed with us till he got on his feet.
Wait a minute.
Yes, Your Honor.
You asked
Yes.
Mr. Riley, your husband, if your boyfriend,
And he
who
was
you
okay
laid
with
up
it.
at the hotel with
He
for
was
2
okay with
weeks,
it.
could come and stay because he didn't have anywhere to go.
She lied.
She lied.
He was okay with it.
He could stay with his father.
Mr.
said
Riley,
no, it's fine.
Mr.
told
Riley,
him she's lying.
please tell me you
Please.
said no.
I didn't.
You let
They
the
became
boyfriend
friends. They went to the casino
move
and
in?
everything together. They
Yeah,
was
I
like
felt bad
buddies.
for him. She told me that he didn't have no place to go.
And she lied.
He
So
didn't
she-
have nowhere to
Oh,
go.
Mr. Riley, I think you may be too kind for your own good.
He is.
Oh, Ms. Riley, how long did you live at your marital home with your boyfriend and your husband?
About a month.
And she was sleeping with them both. Yeah.
You slept with them both during that time?
Yes, I will admit to that because I was confused. Hello? I was confused at the time. I had my husband. I told you. Hold on.
Mr. Riley, were you aware that she was sleeping
Yes,
with
he
the
was.
boyfriend and you at the same time?
Well, one night she'd sleep with him on the couch, and then the next she'd
They
be like,
both
"I'm with
knew.
you," and then she'd sleep in the bed with me.
Yeah.
They both knew. I never
So
lied
now-
about anything.
I actually caught them having sex on the floor while I was at work.
While he was at work, she was with the other one. Yes.
I got off an hour early, and I felt a gut feeling, and the blinds was shut. I come in and unlock the door real quick, open the door up, and they're on the floor having sex.
Right.
So tell me, this was the last straw. This is when you decided this is it. Tell me it was the
No.
last straw.
No.
You took her back again?
Well, she told me he apparently moved out or whatever, and then the day I come home from work, she says, "I got news for you," and I walk in and he's there.
We had that
she's there, and
planned.
she's like, I'm pregnant.
You have to understand why he may be doubtful, seeing as though you admitted to cheating.
Yes, I understand that.
You're doubtful now.
Yes.
Are you giving it your best effort?
Yeah, 100%.
Yes, when she ain't in a relationship, he does.
I haven't been in a relationship for 4 months.
Because he texted you and told you not to be.
For 4 months.
Because of this
I haven't
right
told
now.
my own
The
son
last
in
time
4
I
months.
heard marriage was between a man and a woman, not a man and a woman and the mother. So you really shouldn't have been in the relationship ever.
I should still be able to have contact with my son. He is 20-something years old. He can
And
do
we're
what
married.
he wants. He can do what he... Oh, really?
Yes,
you were married
really.
when you got pregnant, too.
Let's talk about the pregnancy. So when you found out you were pregnant, did you know who the father was?
No.
You don't know.
No.
I got everything
Obviously you
right
don't.
here.
Obviously
of
you
the
don't.
calendar. If you look by the dates, it's James's.
Ooh, let's go by the date.
All right, Jerome, can you please hand me this calendar?
That baby don't look
That baby
nothing like
looks
you.
just like
That baby
him.
don't
You
look
got a baby
nothing like
picture
you.
of James?
Sure do.
You got a baby picture?
Sure
that
do.
baby looks dead on
No, he don't
him.
look
And
dead
my
on.
baby
No,
is
he does
beautiful.
not look like... I'm not saying he don't look beautiful, but he don't look like James.
Are you all right, Mr. Riley? You seem emotional.
I love him.
Well, of course he does.
It's his son.
He's been
No
with him since
matter
he's been
what.
born. He was there when he was born. Who wouldn't? I would fall in love with a child if I was around it all the time, which I've never got to
So
see
why are
because
you
she
here?
does.
You're
You
so
lied
happy,
on his
so
son.
why are you here?
Ladies, you so busy screaming back and forth, you don't understand this man is standing here looking at...
He already accepted that child. Why
No. The bottom line is not only does he have the right to know whether or not he's the child's father, the child has a right to know if he's his father. And what I'm saying to you...
And the potential father.
What I'm saying to you is, it's obvious that you two enjoy going back and forth at one another, but you're not supporting him on either level as a mother or as a wife.
That's James's baby no matter what. James told me.
Mr. Riley,
James
you
told
say
me.
you love your
Yes,
child,
ma'am.
and you've been there.
Yes, ma'am, since day one. I want him to be my son. You know, I've been wanting a kid since I first got with her. And then 2 other men come in our life saying that she's pregnant.
While he's taking fertility pills.
It's just rough.
Your emotions are understandable. Now, I need to go to this calendar that Ms. Riley submitted to the court, which outlines...
The days I conceived is when I was with James.
So for the months of June and July, the estimated date of conception is the 2nd of July. You admit to being romantically involved with your boyfriend and your husband in the same time frame, though.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you can figure all that out. Okay.
And then you admit to having that one-night stand all within the window of conception.
All, and yes.
Oh, you're a married man,
Yes, ma'am.
but there could potentially be 3 different men that could be that beautiful child's father.
Yes, ma'am.
What are you hoping for today? What do you want?
I want him to be mine.
And you want him to be yours because you want to be his dad.
Yes, ma'am.
You want to
And
be in his life.
Through my life, my father was never there, and I couldn't imagine putting another person through that, not having a father. And he's the only person I've seen, or that he's seen since he was born, and I couldn't put him through that.
I commend you for that. You know, Ms. Riley, every time he looks at a picture of this baby, he's overcome with emotion.
He loves that baby. But me and him had problems. And when I tried to work my problems out with him, he didn't want to hear it. He didn't want to be there. He never gave me the attention I needed.
How's he not been there?
You ain't there. Did you live with
Well,
me?
He's not
I will say
with
this.
me. That's
You're
how
in a whole
I know.
different
I will
You
say
don't know
this.
nothing.
Yes, I do.
He
No,
may
you
not
don't.
have given you the attention you needed, but he most certainly gave you a lot of forgiveness that I'm not sure
Yes, he did.
even I could have given.
Yes,
So
he did.
the
More
only
than
way
anybody
we're going to
else.
be able to see how and what we should do from here is to get the results.
Yes.
Okay? Jerome, do you have the envelope? Thank you. These first results, as prepared by DNA Diagnostics for Mr. Schaefer.
Wow. What a winner.
In the case of Tucker versus Riley, when it comes to the paternity of 4-month-old Bryson Riley, Mr. Schaefer, the man Mrs. Riley had a one-night stand with, is not the father. Let's go to the next result. Jerome, do you have the envelope, please? These results were also prepared by DNA Diagnostics as it relates to Tucker versus Riley. When it comes to 4-month-old Bryson Riley, Mr. Riley, you are not the father.
That's okay. He'll still
Oh,
be
really?
the dad no
It's
matter
okay.
what.
Yeah. Whore.
You don't know.
Let's get some order. Mr. Riley, I know that was not the news you wanted to hear.
He needs to come home with me and stay with me.
That's his kid no matter what.
Ms. Riley, Ms. Riley, that mouth is not going to undo the damage you've caused. You need to stand there and accept responsibility.
I had them from day one.
That you went running all over town instead of keeping your problems within your home. And now, this man who has accepted your child from day one, been there for your child, and desperately wanted to be the biological father of your child, has just had the letdown of his life. And you yapping and talking and yelling is not helping. You have a good man. I'm not saying either of you have been perfect in this marriage, but I'm talking about what I see in terms of genuine emotion and commitment to a child and to this marriage, taking you back and taking you in with your boyfriend. Nobody would do that.